Now, I want to talk to you about female genital mutilation. Most of you would have already noticed on my Facebook that I have got a group called Care for Women and Girls, or CAWAG, and you would have noticed in my photos that I've got a lot of pictures that was taken in events, in workshops, or me posting things about female genital mutilation. Now, this is something that is very dear to me, and I campaign against it for a purpose because I do not believe that it's beneficial to the girl child. And because of that, I joined with my friend Sarah Tajabi in Birmingham and two other Gambians, Adam Ajabi and Aissatou Kuli, to initiate a community organization called Care for Women and Girls, or CAWAG, based in Birmingham. And what we do is we work with the local community, the Gambian people, Sudanese, Somalians, and other people who come from African backgrounds, particularly those who come from FGM practicing communities. We work with them, sensitize them, and educate them, work together to ensure that the young girls are not taken away from the UK to be caught in Africa. The other aim of our organization is also to basically protect women and girls from other harmful traditional practices such as forced marriage or early marriage. We also help victims of domestic violence signpost them to relevant authorities to ensure that they have the help they need. Now, what is female genital mutilation and why am I against it? Well, female genital mutilation is any procedure that is done to the female genitalia that is done without the purpose of, without any health benefit. So if any procedure is done to the female genitalia that was not done for the purpose of medical reasons, we term it as a female genital mutilation. So there are different types of female genital mutilations. One is the type 1, which is basically removing the top part of the female genitalia, that is known as the clitoris. The type 2 is removing the clitoris and also the labia minora, which is the lips of the genitalia. The third, or the type 3 female genital mutilation, is when the two types have been done, or the two procedures have been done, that is removing the clitoris, removing the lips, the genitalia lips, and also stitching together, leaving a little tiny hole for urination, for instance. That's the type 3. And type 4 basically is when you do any sort of procedures that is, again, not medical. So, for instance, piercing and, doing anything, any procedure on the genitalia. So these are what female genital mutilation is, or are. If we go to the Gambian context now, we know normally the Gambia, we perform the type 1, which is very common, and sometimes type 2, and even type 3. So sometimes we'll hear in the local language, sukile wala denkofata. So that is basically type 3 in the Gambia. So most of us have gone through it, and most of us have suffered a lot from it. Now, there is a lot of arguments about whether FGM is right or wrong. It is religious, it is this, it is that. It is our culture. I mean, yes, it is our culture. And my argument and our argument at CAWAG is that female genital mutilation is not religious. There could not be any, the researchers and scholars couldn't find any one single quotation in the Quran that mentions female genital mutilation. And there is a lot of religious argument on that side, which I would not talk about today, that because it's such a big topic. I'll leave it for another conversation or another day. But there has not been one quotation in the Quran that I can say for sure mentioned female genital mutilation. And then we also argue that if female genital mutilation was religious, we would have at least hear that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's daughters have gone through it, but we research could not find that either. So that is a very strong case against FGM. So if people, for instance, argue that it is religious, I mean, we can actually stand and concretely say, no, it is not. So, and that is one part of it. Another argument is that it has no health benefit. The purpose that we do it, or our parents did it in the past, was because they believe that when you are circumcised, basically, well, this is what this is what the norm is back home, is that your sexual urge, or you wouldn't be your sexual urge is reduced, and usually you are not as promiscuous as those who have not actually been mutilated. But this is not right. I mean, this is not right. We have seen so many women or so many young girls who have been mutilated, and still they have been so promiscuous. They have had babies out of wedlocks. You know, they have not been virgins, and they have been mutilated. I mean, it's just a myth, and we just think that we need to raise awareness to get that off the minds of women, especially the elderly, who really upholds this. I mean, anybody who knows me would be questioning, wow, why is she talking about this? Her mom was, very traditional, very into all of these things. And that is right, but it's a different generation. Her generation and my generation is different. And if we all want to hold on to the old generation, we would stay there forever. And there won't be any development, there won't be any progress. That is why we, as this not young generation, I wouldn't call myself that, but this middle generation, we would raise awareness, educate the young generation, so that they in their time would not do it to their kids, and they then at their time would resist if anybody wants to do it to them. Now, female genital mutilation is a very broad topic. I mean, you can't finish it in few minutes. I have programmed myself to stop at 10 minutes, and my 10 minutes is 30 seconds to go. I'll have to say goodbye to you all. Thanks for your time. I shall be back again to talk to you about FGM in broader details, in broader terms, and hopefully raise the debates and create awareness. Thank you once again, and I hope now you get a gist of what CAWAG is. Until next time, it's Fatu Baji Sise again. Bye.